Maybe reading this one
who
right.
has cerebral palsy. He's deaf. He's blind. He's been living with us since
They filed a
January of
lien?
2015.
But the price can just go up and you really
Inflation,
have
yeah.
no say. Earlier this year, my HOA decided
Inflation.
that they need to.
Yeah, they never see that money from my pocket.
Picture of my front door.
I've never liked HOAs. I've always thought they've been absolute scams. And apparently, we've got some wild HOA videos to watch today.
So I just got a letter from my homeowners association because Brian has been fishing in the pond across the street. And they stated that they will be fining us $1,000 because he has been trespassing in people's yards and fishing in a...
HOAs, you pay to just exist in a place where you already paid for the thing you're trying to live in. There are so many levels to trying to just exist and live in the United States. It's insane.
very delicate ecosystem, which is costing the HOA a lot of money. I'm going to head out to Costco to kind of get some of this rage out because the level of stupidity
You go, girl. Go to Costco.
of these HOAs across the country is just insane. And my kid doesn't trespass. He has asked every single person by knocking on their door and said, "May I come into your yard to fish in the pond?" He has been respectful. He has been polite. He's fishing. These HOAs are fucking insane.
Just got a violation notice from the HOA because
Even the way he's
it's
acting,
the middle of
he's got
winter
a
time
joke.
and
Yeah,
there
it's
was
great.
no grass growing in this little area. Obviously, the grass over here just started turning green.
I just went around and found 78 violations in our community areas that have patches of dirt because it's the middle of fucking winter time, and I sent them one by one in an email, in each individual email, one at a fucking time. Don't fuck with people that have undiagnosed ADD, ADHD, autism, whatever the fuck it is. Enjoy your emails, dickhead.
Dude looks like a Russian
Seems
mob
like
boss.
a good day to find some violations. Hey, Matt, I know you got enough money for the boat, so I know you got enough money to store it. Let's get it out of the yard, okay? This is a gated community. You know the rules.
Nothing
Hey,
else to
Chevy,
do.
listen, girl.
Like, you got a house, now you think you got power? You're just gonna annoy people the rest of your life as you wither away in your little house? It'd be horrible, man. Gosh, the only place like an HOA is okay is like, I guess, condos and apartment buildings in major cities like New York. I get it. Other than that, leave me alone. What did you work for? What did you buy a house for? If you just under the control of somebody else, you're buying control. You're buying control over yourself.
I know your husband cheated, and I really am praying for you. But you need to get these bushes trimmed. They're an eyesore, girl. Hey, Darlene, when did the privacy fence go up? Well, enjoy it. We got a meeting next week, and that thing's coming down even if I have to rip it out myself. When's the last time y'all mowed? Looks a little bit high. That's a violation. Hey, Diane, you know trash runs on Friday, right? Okay, well, it's been 3 days. I'm just wondering why the cans are still at the street. That's a violation. Hey,
Never
Chevy, what's up with the baby
experienced
blue
this.
door? I
Rather
told you
avoid
the
this
only
woman
blue
my
that's
entire
allowed is
life.
Navy. That's
That is
gonna be
a
a
woman, by the
violation.
way.
Hey, Mary, listen, I know your love life went to shit, okay? But that doesn't mean our neighborhood is, okay? You need to get it together. Cars blocking the sidewalk. That's a violation.
Y'all to look at this guy's trailer in his driveway. That's my trailer in my driveway. And I just got a letter from the HOA while I was gone on vacation telling me that I cannot have that trailer in my driveway. It's in the bylaws, but I don't even care. And I'm going to leave that trailer there. I'm going to hook it to my
should,
truck
brother.
and I'm going to take it to my next job when
Yes,
it's time to
sir.
do it. But in the meantime,
Big Matt
it's sitting
Frey.
right there. And the HOA can just, you know what they can do.
People tell me like all the time, "Oh, I would never buy a house in the HOA," and I'm always like, "Why? It's really not that big of a deal." Until today, they decided to send me a letter in the mail, and
at
it's
this
got a
girl.
picture of my front door and my wreath. And
Respectfully, she looks like the type of human to buy a house in an HOA and buy that shirt and that hat and put them together. Hate to hate. Sorry, I'm a hater. But it's been said. Shots have been fired. Look at her. My gosh.
the complaint reads, hold on, y'all, brace yourselves. One of the primary goals of blank homeowners association is to protect the aesthetic appeal and property values of the neighborhood. In order to accomplish this, certain rules and regulations are established to which homeowners and residents must abide. A concern was noted during a recent inspection, and we felt it is necessary to send this gentle reminder. As the holiday season has come to a close, please take down your holiday decorations. Remove a holiday wreath from your front door. And they included a...
Okay, so I get that one to a certain degree, right? Because I there's something in me that kind of gets annoyed when people keep Christmas decorations up throughout the entire year. That being said, that's just because I'm a douchebag, But that's their house still, so you can do whatever you want. That being said, like when Christmas is over, take down the decorations. Getting fined for it, on the other hand, whether or not that's okay. Yeah, they never see that money from my pocket.
Picture of my front door with the wreath hanging on it. Here's the problem that I'm having, y'all. The wreath that is hanging up is not a holiday decoration. It's not a holiday wreath. It's not for Christmas. It was just red.
Oh.
Since when did the color red become a Christmas color? Like, I'm so confused. Am I not allowed to have different color wreaths? Does everything have to be freaking white and basic? But honestly, what really pisses me off is that last year
you pay for the white and basic, neighborhood. And in the white and basic house, the white and basic walls that you don't even get. You just got them because people told you that they're modern. Whatever modern is to you. So, yeah, to a certain degree, like, if you sign up for a stupid little organization with bylaws like that to have your generic little suburban nuclear family home, you signed up for this one. She signed up for this one. She signed up for that. You know?
HOA approved a house in the neighborhood to be painted this really freaking ugly, odd blue teal color. Like, let me share that picture with y'all, okay? So y'all know what I'm talking about, because this is ridiculous. The entire house, trim, door, everything to be colored Easter egg blue, but I'm not allowed to hang up a red
if everything
wreath.
was blue, it'd be a little bit better. But the fact that everything is blue, a monster lives in that house. She better keep her kids safe from whatever comes out of that door. The person in there is not right in the head. They should not be allowed into the general public. That person is horrible. I can guarantee that person is horrible.
Get the fuck out of here. Does that blue house protect the aesthetic appeal and the values of the neighborhood? I don't think so.
So yesterday, a member of the HOA in my new neighborhood came to my house. Sometimes I like to just sit outside, and yesterday I was sitting right here on Fred's tailgate, just sitting out here on my phone. A lady walked right up my driveway. I didn't even notice, honestly, and then she welcomed me to the neighborhood. It was nice. Next thing she told me was that she was a part of the HOA, and she asked about my trailer.
Reported off trespassing.
In the first 24 hours that I lived here, I had a couch delivered here on a trailer. I had to bring the trailer back, and it was sitting here for 24 hours, and within those 24 hours, I got an email from the HOA saying I'm going to get fined if it stays there. I know on the internet I've made it seem like I'm going to be rude to the HOA and leave my trailer there and not hand over footage when my neighbors get robbed, etc. But obviously, I was nice. I apologized. I told her the situation, and she said that the HOA used to be so bad here, and now it's a lot more lenient. So I am terrified for the people that lived here before. And then the next thing she asked me about was this. She says every time I drive in the neighborhood that her and her friends are wondering what this is.
This is the type of dude, and this is going to be some high-level stuff, so I'm not even going to go far into it. I'm not going to rant. This is the type of dude that is a chain link cog and string within a quark system or clock that doesn't realize that he causes so many problems by existing in the way that he does. This is not a man that would fight, in my personal opinion. This is not a man who would do anything if his wife's ass got grabbed in public. And that's a bold statement to make. I know. It's a crazy judgment to make. But sometimes you just know things. And based on the way that he was talking just now, flipping the situation to make it sound as if he's just going to be cool and okay with it. Oh, they cut him a good deal. The HOA is better than it used to be, even though that has nothing to do with him. So it's okay. No, bro. No.
On the back
of
my car. I said, oh, it's just a camera mount. For some reason, I don't know why. But
I don't know why these HOAs are making me so upset.
Google Earth, and it has a 360-degree camera on the back. She thought that was cool. I'll tell you why I said it, but if you do come across this video, kind lady, promise I won't bring the trailer back. And no, I don't work for Google Earth. I did lie.
Homeowners associations are above the law, and they can basically make you do whatever the heck they want. Homeowners associations create bylaws, and if you live in a community with an association, you absolutely have to abide by them. I recently had a client come to me that wanted to sell his home because
he looks old and young at the same time. He looks like a young old man. Yeah, I bet you he hits the golf range and cool looking dude. And that suit is
having a bike on his porch and having a tomato plant on his back deck. And did you know that those associations are typically made up of people that live in the neighborhood that get to enforce those rules? Every now and then, they can get a little power hungry. I was actually on the board of a community that I lived in several years ago, and there was this fuzzy little guy that wanted to make life hell on everybody. He was handing out fines like they were friendship bracelets at a Taylor Swift concert. And if you don't pay those fines, the Homeowners Association has the ability to put a lien on your home and potentially even foreclose on you. If you're buying something that has an association, you need to know what you're getting into before you do it. Review all of the HOA docs and bylaws before
you gotta go to war if something happens like that, bro. You gotta fight that. Like, this is not okay. It's not just an acceptable practice. It's not just normal. That is horrible. You're gonna threaten me with a lien on my house because I consistently didn't cut my grass on time?
Because if you plan on having hot girl summer down at that community swimming pool, and there's a Karen on the board that wants to enforce shoulder pads and one-piece suits, it might put a damper on it.
Does this answer your question? You can contact my attorneys.
That's just gotta be fake. Yeah, this looks like the dude.
Listen, bro, I know you're in there. I literally just saw you pull in.
They're just so obviously fake.
We just need to ask you if
interested in watching this.
This whole thing is the vice president of my HOA lives right there. And they just pulled into their driveway. Yep, old white people. Quick recap. My HOA recently discovered the trash cans are ugly. Yeah, it's a trash can. Now with this groundbreaking discovery, they've decided to charge me $50 every time they can see my garbage cans from the road. So welcome to part 2 of things I'm doing to piss off my HOA. Now, don't get me wrong. I like living in this neighborhood. It's very pretty. But there's one thing it's missing. Fucking bats. I love Halloween. Now, they gave me options. They said I could either put my trash cans in the garage, but that's my home gym, or I can erect a fence. You can erect this dick. In all fairness, I just used it to cover the real eyesore. The air conditioning unit. The instructions got ripped in half. Fuck it, we ball. Fucking read this for a second. Oh, yeah. Bucket. Hammer. Oh, wow, that's super easy, actually. Now, at this point, some of you may be asking, Scotty, why bats? A fun fact, bat sanctuaries are federally protected. Bats deserve to live in nice places, too. Before we put this up in the air, we're going to be spraying it with a bat attractant spray. Would you just look at it? Wow, that's nice. Free will's crazy, huh? Seriously, fuck B-Shred.
Fuck you, I won't do what you're telling me. Fuck you, I won't do what you're telling me.
I'm so confused by this video.
I just got a violation.
I thought I
from my
understood what was
HOA
going
for
on.
running this
I
extension
really
cord
didn't.
for my block heater across the sidewalk because they said someone can trip. They're literally trying to find me over $100 a day that I don't correct this. So this is how I'm going to fix this because I'm petty. So I got a 2,500 watt generator and we're going to go ahead and plug it in. And we're going to run this 24/7 so that there's no cord running across the sidewalk. You know, we got to throw some oil in this, but maybe the HOA would like this if I straight pipe this generator. So we got to throw some dinosaur juice in here. I'll even give you this cool little funnel. We're going to go ahead and fill this up. If anyone knows how to straight pipe this, let me know. More violations, better. I'm just sick and tired of the HOA telling me what I can and can't do. The cool thing is, it's even got a gauge to see how long we can piss neighbors off. And it's super easy. We're going to go ahead and just turn it on to choke. Everything's on. We'll give it a couple pulls, fire right up.
Anti-HOA is what America's about. When people talk about patriotism and stuff, revolution or rebellion, that's what it's about. And so small, such a small percentage of the country has any of that left. Like our boy back here, right? Where's he? Where's he? Our boy here, right?
Just like that, brand new. Definitely gonna leave Ego off. Go ahead and plug that in. And at least no one will have to trip, but we're just gonna leave that like that. We'll just go ahead and keep my truck warm.
This year, we built a ramp for our foster son
Maybe reading this one
who
right.
has cerebral palsy. He's deaf, he's blind. He's been living with us since
They filed a
January of
lien?
2015. And we had a church group come out and build the ramp for us. And within hours of building the ramp, we received a lot of complaints from the homeowners
About
association.
what?
I believe it was about 24 hours after that, we were told that we needed to remove it. That is just not an option for us. Our son he's 11 years old, he weighs 75 pounds, and we were working with just car ramps to get him in and out of the house. First option was to get rid of it. The second, they said we needed to put it in our garage. That was not an option for us
in the
either.
garage?
Ever since we live here, we both have businesses. And there's just not enough square footage in our garage to...
Okay, and this doesn't even look like the kind of neighborhood, right? It doesn't look like a new neighborhood. It doesn't look like... This is the first one I've seen that doesn't look like new development houses or a new subdivision that's being developed. It looks like an older neighborhood, and HOA is still pieces of shit to want them to remove a ramp for their disabled son. These businesses are horrible. These HOAs are horrible. They're the worst.
Hold a ramp. The status is they would like us to totally landscape the ramp and just block it all off to the view of the rest of the neighborhood. Not long after that, we decided that we were going to move, or at least try to move. It's really hard because we have foster kids, adoptive kids, over 10 kids in the house, and
no good deed goes unpunished. It's always the best people. It really is. It's always the hardest working people, man. It's always a big statement. That's a complete overstatement. That was complete hyperbole. Let me just preface by saying that. But the people who get fucked the most are really the best people. Like, just good people. Like, both of these humans you're seeing right now, let me say it, both of these humans you're seeing right now are better humans than I'm ever going to be. Right? And I can say that confidently just based off of what they said that they're taking care of, the burdens that they've collected. And who cares what it comes out of, right? Because there's a lot of ways you can look at morality, blah, blah, blah. What they're doing is enough to make them better than I'm going to be in this lifetime, you know? And they're going after these people like...
A lien filed on our home for not building a brick mailbox, and we remedied that and finished it up, but they have not removed that lien yet.
Too many homeowners associations that want to micromanage the people that are there. This is a really nice neighborhood, and if you let people alone, it's still a nice neighborhood. But they want to micromanage and tell people.
Okay, I get it. It's a very nice neighborhood.
It's really rather ridiculous in a neighborhood like this. We got a lot of wonderful people, and then there's
their house is a bit out of place.
Just like to exert their force.
Just wish that our neighbors would understand how this could affect them possibly sometime in their life. If you know, their children never had an accident, that
People
they
like that
need
never
a
do.
wheelchair ramp, or even have an elderly parent that needs
Not even
a
selfishness,
ramp.
it's just
I know
pettiness.
from experience, it's just from my dad living with us when he had Parkinson's, to get him in and out without a ramp was just...
Man, she's taking care of the whole family and got horrible genetics too. Let me just say that. Parkinson's and then the cerebral? Woman's got it rough.
Impossible. And it's sad that some people aren't thinking what their lives could be like.
The man was ordered by the city to put up a fence to hide his boat from public view, and his response was a work of art. Literally, he had an artist friend paint a realistic picture of his boat on the 6-foot-tall fence. Instead of seeing a boat in the man's yard, you now see a mural of the boat on the fence in the man's yard. The boat owner says he's happy with how it turned out, and the internet loves his stroke of genius.
How can you not love it? How can you not love it?
I think it's absolutely awesome.
That is the proper reaction to people complaining about having a boat in your driveway.
You know, homeowners associations and different things, they don't allow people to actually live their life. I feel like if you have a boat or an RV and you want to park it in your driveway, you should be able to park it in your driveway.
That's truly the proper reaction if somebody complains about something in your driveway.
The only thing that would make it better is if he was the driver of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
That would have been a cool
painted that mural on there. That's what I want to see.
Listen to me. If you plan on ever buying a home, do not, I repeat, do not ever get a home with an HOA. I am currently getting sued by my HOA. If you don't know what an HOA is, it's a homeowners association. So when you buy a home, like in a community or whatever, they're the people who like take care of things within the neighborhood. If there's amenity, trash sometimes, lawn services, and like that type of thing. I first purchased my home like 5 years ago now. When I first got my home, my HOA started at $200, which was, that's about average. It made sense. My community is very like, it's real basic, okay? Like there's no gym, there's no security, there's no gate. They do have a pool, but it's like a community pool. It's not one of those like cute, nice pools. It's like very
Paying
like
$200 a month for nothing is even worse. You're paying for nothing. Like, you're paying for nothing. A fucking community pool. She clearly goes to the gym. She probably has a pool at her gym. And, she's not using that community pool. No female like this over the age of 25 or 26, which I'm going to assume she is using the community pool. Unless you're having like a little party, or you're just going like tan with your girls.
I don't even want to swim in it. I have not swam in the pool since I've been there. Like it's rough, okay? Since then, my HOA rate has gone up to $450 per month. Nothing has changed since the $200 per month. It's just gone up. Apparently, they're just allowed to do that with no rhyme or reason. Like, I don't know, inflation, aliens, they can say whatever they want, but the price can just go up and you really have no say. Earlier this year, my HOA decided that they need to...
I know I just robbed y'all. I know I just robbed y'all, but hey, inflation. Hey, I know I just killed you, my brother, but inflation, yeah, I hate to do this to you. I hate to steal your car, but inflation's just the excuse for everything.
The crawl space under the units. This cost us homeowners an additional $500 per month for 7 months. So the $450 plus $500 plus my mortgage. That's like 2 mortgages. So all of a sudden my HOA is now $950 per month. I have all my stuff on auto pay because I ain't trying to remember like where my money got to go. I'm gonna forget. My auto pay.
That didn't register. Sometimes I think before I speak, right? And it takes a minute for my brain to register. So just bear with me. Say $950 a band a month. Nothing. I'm in pain for it. Yeah. I could take her pain away though. Not gonna lie.
$150 per month. I have all my stuff on auto pay because I ain't trying to remember like where my money got to go. I'm gonna forget. So when the rate changed, my auto pay just stayed, what I had it set at. So I missed the first couple payments. Then I peeped what was going on, and I reached out to my HOA like, yo, I ain't got $950 per month just for my HOA. Like, I ain't got it. I don't have it, and that's crazy. So what did they decide to do? They decided to hire lawyers to basically force me to give them money I don't have.
Oh my God.
Of the $950, which I think over the course of like 7 months had totaled up to like $3,500 total. So now on top of that, they're now also charging me for their lawyer fees, for the lawyers they hired to sue me. Make it make sense. How, where, in what world does that make sense? Now I owe my HOA $10,000, and I'm just like, hello? I'm trying to negotiate with these people like, yo, I don't have that. Can we just settle for like the actual amount of like the fucking crawl space or whatever? Like I'll figure out that money and just get, and they're like, no, you need to pay our lawyer fees too. Okay, well I ain't got it. Like I literally don't have it. What you want me to do? I live in Atlanta, so I don't know if it's different in other states, but here, baby, in Atlanta, they got free reign. They could just out of nowhere raise your HOA to $950 per month. That's literally another mortgage. Why would you do that? What is the reason? If any of y'all been through something like this or have some advice, maybe know something that I don't know, hey, help me out, okay? Help me out, because
I can help you out. I can help you out.
They about to lock me up. I don't know what happens when you get sued and you just don't have the money. I don't know
I'll
what
break you
happens.
up.
I don't know if I go to jail.
I got you.
I don't know. If anybody else is going
I'll
through
break
this,
you
or
up.
going through this, let me know. And for everybody else who has not gone through this, if you can avoid it, don't get a house with an HOA. Okay?
There's a reason why I am not against
Who are you?
fishing. I'm Don Keller. I'm on the board.
You're on the board too.
I am. Yes.
How long have you lived here?
8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
Okay. I lived here 16.
Okay.
Okay.
So why wouldn't you just say that up front?
I did.
You did. But who are you and where do you live?
None of
How
your
do I know who
business.
you live?
It's
You
none of your
asked me who I
business.
am.
I know,
No,
but you don't have to tell
who
me.
I am.
You didn't have to tell me.
All right.
I choose not to tell you.
Like,
because
go
I don't
live
have
your
to tell you who I
life.
am.
Get out of here.
Could say no fishing.
I'm not fishing.
He's got a hook on.
See that?
My like or dislike for old people just changes in life. There's some old people absolutely amazing. Just been great people throughout my life. Just add so much value to those around them. Just are valuable people. Just want to give back. But there's also a good chunk of generic rule-following, mad, grumpy boomers who genuinely do just leave a stain everywhere they walk. And in everybody's heads that they talk to. Like, they are just negatives. Negatives on the earth, negatives on the people around them. You can't tell them nothing, they're worth more than you. You know, that house went from $150,000 to $1.5 million. You can't tell them nothing. You know, they can downsize, move to another state, and have way more money than you just because they existed longer than you, as it should be. A lot of them don't even have that, right? We talk about the boomers as having so much money, and a lot of them really do. We know that most, like, the people running the world do, but there's also a good chunk that do not. Like, they don't have any money. And they're still in this state and stage of wanting to take everything from the earth. It's like the greed never runs out. Like, I hope that at some point I can stop trying to take from the world as much as I'm giving to it. You know? It's not even on some moralistic stuff. It's just like, that's how you move on. That's how you add value to the generations that come after you.
Pull it. Grab the string.
All right. So you're just out. So why wouldn't you just say this?
I did. I did say this, but you guys wouldn't listen.
There were hooks on it before.
It's called fly fishing.
Look at this dude.
I told him that from the very beginning.
And look at him avoiding eye contact. What a bitch. Look at him avoiding eye contact. Tapping his little finger because he's uncomfortable and acting like he's upset. Like, go somewhere.
Okay, so it's none of your business because I'm in my neighborhood where I belong and I pay as well as you. Correct. I'm in public.
To try to keep this place.
So run for public office. Why don't you run for public office?
Dude,
is that a board? The board, the board is terrible.
Because nobody else will even know.
The board is terrible.
I know.
It doesn't matter. If the board doesn't matter, the board doesn't do it. No, go ahead. Ask
Really?
Matt Beiser.
He's a prick because he's throwing a fishing reel in his yard. Oh, he took out the phone. The modern day defense mechanism. Watch out, y'all. He took out the phone. Oh, I don't know about y'all, but I almost got a heart attack right there. I thought that was going to be it for a second. I thought it was about to go down. I thought he was about to start recording. Or maybe call the police for nothing.
I already talked to him how you guys harass me continually when I come out here and do this, and they laugh.
Because you don't even tell us who you are.
Because it doesn't matter. I live in the neighborhood.
You want everybody walking up the road, coming here, ignoring the signs, fouling up.
No, I live in the neighborhood. I am not causing any fouling of anything.
We know.
It's none of your business.
How do we know? How do we know where you live?
What are you gonna do to it? What are you gonna do?
Look at this dude. Look at his fit. Look at his fit. Look. Be quiet. You've been on this earth for 60 years and you still don't know how to put an outfit together. And you're not wise enough to get to the point where you no longer have to put outfits together. Gosh, you look horrible. Why are you even out here like this?
What are you gonna do to them if they do catch somebody fishing? You're an HOA board.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
There's reasons why we can't allow it. If you come to
I can't allow it.
Yes.
Is it a law?
It's an insurance issue.
It's an HOA issue. So why did you call the police?
Because you weren't telling us who you were, and there are no fishing signs posted everywhere.
Why would the police be involved in something that's not a police matter? Okay.
We'll ask.
Oh, great. We'll
ask
them when they
we'll
come.
ask.
And then we'll find out who's right and who's wrong.
Both arms, because you know you won't do anything.
Send me your email address.
Take your phone out like you're going to do something.
When you're on YouTube and you see that you're harassing a fisherman in public, in HOA, the YouTube loves.
Why do they not just leave at this point? They
YouTube
lost.
loves HOA presidents and board members. I hope so. I can monitorize that. That is awesome. I could use it after. Yeah, I'm a pretty famous guy. It's surprising you don't know who I am, and you should know who I am. I'm probably the most famous guy in the neighborhood, actually.
Well, I guess.
Yeah. I'll be even more famous now. Actually, you're probably helping me, which would be.
But he is more famous now.
Season.
He's not lying. Hey, flex your stuff.
Just put two and two together.
Bro,
that's all you
flex
gotta
your
do.
stuff.
Okay, then go away. Then go away. It's my private property that I pay for.
That is controlled by a board that's elected by all residents.
That is not breaking any law whatsoever. And you called the police. What a waste of time and resources you did. All you had to do was walk away and say, there's nothing I could do because I'm just an HOA board member.
That's
this
all
guy
you
isn't
had to
breaking
do.
any law.
That's all you had to do.
But you didn't. You had to harass me. Oh, let me get. Where's Matt? Is Matt Beiser on today? Who? Matt Beiser.
Lieutenant Advisor?
Yeah.
No, he's not on tonight.
He's not on tonight. Okay.
No, he's not. You two go with my partner here, sir? I'm gonna talk to you, sir.
You betcha. I'm gonna record. Is that okay? Yeah.
I'm recording as well. Monster Fuller. What's going on?
What's his name? Monster
You
Fuller?
asked me while I was practicing my fly casting, and which
It's
is
a
I think
different
that's
hat he
the law
has.
in Ohio. To
I don't know if I like it or not, but he's looking official. It's a man in uniform. Yeah.
Somebody who's fishing.
Well, it depends. There is a sign that says no fishing, no trespassing.
Okay.
Comes down to where do you live.
Right. I live here.
You can prove that to me.
Yes.
Get your ID?
Yes. Did I break the law?
Well, I don't know that yet.
That's the key.
You see what I'm saying there?
So
I need to determine.
you got to determine if I'm breaking the law before I give you my ID.
Okay.
What law have I broken?
Right now.
I don't think that's true. I think the police just have a innate ability among their many god tier abilities to force an identification of anybody that they come in contact with, but I could be wrong. I think it's with the idea of them assisting with another crime that's going on. I could be completely wrong.
Don't worry about it. I live here, so you're covered. I'll show you my website too when you're done. Yeah, I'm good friends with him, Matt. That's a buddy of mine. We do triathlons together.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
What was your name?
David.
David.
I'll keep my last name for the moment, just because these guys want to make up some fine against me. You got to see the video. They were threatening me with fines that they don't even exist yet. I told them I wasn't even practicing. Here, look at
the reason I'm asking.
Look at. There's nothing on the end. I'm throwing the light into water, and I told him that in the video.
So this is my only thing here. Okay. You just tell me what road you live on.
I live on Brighton Lane.
Perfect.
Right there.
Like new marriage.
Huh?
You have new marriage for me because if they tell me to trespass you, I'm gonna tell them it's civil, and then I have nothing to do with it. That's why I'm asking for your address. Not.
Yeah, I can't give it to you because I haven't done anything wrong, and you know, that's basically IDing myself. And then they're threatening me with fines.
They
and
can't
stuff.
do anything
It's
when it
nothing
comes to
against you.
civil?
That's why I said Matt Weiser got him on the phone. Be glad to talk to him, but I understand he's off, so it's okay. I actually talked to you guys when I talked to one of you guys when we were at that truck rally.
Okay.
There's so many small, fundamental, like foundational things that I don't understand, despite like researching it and learning about it, about the way that the police work, the way the law works. I've been meaning to get some law books and study up on law. I've considered going to law school because it's so important. If you don't have money, the only way you can survive in this nation is with knowing how to be a lawyer, knowing how to fight the law, or knowing how to protect yourself in the event that the law decides to target you for whatever reason. Because in a perfect world that most people have in their heads, it's, oh, the law doesn't mess with me as long as I don't mess with them and I stay within the lines. That's just not the case. Trouble can find anybody for no reason. And it's only then that people realize, oh shit, this system's jacked up and I have no way to protect myself. And I feel wrong, so now I'm angry and now I'm going to go after the system. Rather than recognizing immediately and trying to do something about it or preparing for it in recognition of how corrupted all is.
It was one of your lieutenants who's normally on a detective. It was a detective that happened to be working that night.
This video
And
changed like this whole video.
Police on me, and they said, "Oh my God, we'll laugh at them if they try to call."
No, I'm asking.
Oh, what they say? They said that they're gonna try to find out who I am so they can make up a fine against me, and that I'm trespassing. But yet they admit I'm not breaking the law. But then they called you. You want to see the video? I'll gotta show you.
Sure. I mean, did they threaten you with any physical violence?
No, but they just weird and so forth. Neither one of us did.
So it was just kind of all about fun.
It's all about their power of the HOA board, which is what we all do when we live here.
You're not.
I'm gonna come up behind you and video also.
Cops must do a lot of boring stuff. It must have interactions with some humans you wouldn't want to interact with. Got to.
But he has no right. He doesn't have to give me his ID. He doesn't break no law. Anything between you two is civil at this point. So if you want to take him to civil court, that's your right. If you want to take him to civil court, that's your right.
They aren't going to do that. Unless they get with the HOA and decide to go after him.
It says no fishing, no trespassing.
That's the only power they have, and they have to stay in it.
He's not catching fish.
So annoying.
About throwing a line in the water.
But how do we know, in trying to enforce our HOA rules, how do we know whether at any point in time someone is just practicing or if they're fishing?
You ask them. He told you. Oh my gosh.
I tried.
I answered that several times to you. I told you I was practicing. I even pointed out the rod.
Do anything at this point.
Thank you very much.
Just he's not. I've confirmed. I'm telling you, he's not fishing. He's throwing the line. If he wants to do that, that's his right. If you want to have the HOA thing, that's all civil. That is up to you. But I can't make him do anything at this point. And I would just ask you to just walk away together so this can end civilly. I don't want to see this.
I mean,
and don't waste my time anymore.
I'm not against fishing.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
The fountains from being held.
And had he not lived,
Oh, it's Louisiana
in
lingo.
this neighborhood, then I possibly would have a crime, trespassing. But it's not. It's all civil.
And all you could do is take me off the land, anyways.
But I can't do anything. I can't even make him ID himself. Okay?
I told you it was a waste of time.
Can you ID his address so I know he lives
I have no
here?
crime.
It's none of your business.
I have no crime unless I have no. The only thing is even the fishing part. That's all civil. So for me to make him give me his name, date of birth, address, I'd have to have reasonable suspicion or
reasonable articulable suspicion
that he is involved in criminal activity, which I don't. So I can't make him do that.
But it's trespassing if he's not a resident.
But he is.
But how can you know that?
Because he told me his address, and he, in fact, does know one of our lieutenants. So
It helps to know people.
My hands
I also know George Lane.
Can you tell this? I get it.
I'm
So
not
that
gonna
we
do
know.
that. I'm not gonna do that because I'm not gonna violate his privacy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Be my civil rights, and he's doing a good job. You want to see the video? You want to see the video of you cussing at me and swearing at me? You're gonna see that video on YouTube. No, I'm not internet famous. I'm just the most famous person in this neighborhood, and I'm surprised you don't know who I am. Let's just say I think you probably vote for Republicans. So
okay, so we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna escalate like this. So let's just walk away. I cannot do anything.
Thank you, officer.
I do not want to have to do something that would. I don't want to escalate to a criminal.
I'll go. I'm parked over there.
Thank you, Officer
Thank you
Fuller.
for coming out.
Yeah, and what was your name?
I'm sorry.
Thank you, Officer Arnold. That's my dad's name.
Oh, really?
First name.
Yeah, I got you first.
Yeah.
Come on.
So my mother was Beverly Linda. She was born Beverly Linda. So in school, everybody didn't know what her first name was. It was either Beverly or was it Linda?
Okay,
It's it. Yeah. Same deal with you. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.
Not living, but yeah, we're here for a little bit. We're selling it. A little bit. Why?
Because I'm the president, and I just was wondering how long you've been here.
I don't know. A couple weeks, probably.
How long are you going to be here?
I don't know. Why?
Because if you're here so long, you can have guests for up to 60 days.
We own it.
No, it doesn't matter. You have to be registered at the park.
I'm pretty sure she is.
She is, but so do you if you're living here.
Well, I mean, I'm not here much longer. You'll have to talk to her, but I don't know nothing about it. I'm just here to help her work, is all. I don't know nothing about any of it, so.
You're going to be here much longer, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I know.
I have to get you registered.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be here till maybe the end of this month at the latest, as far as I know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, they told me to look at it. I don't know how long until it's selling or whatever. But oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, I don't even know half this shit.
It's just a matter of park rules, okay?
Right. No, I know.
And it's a matter of me going over a couple things with you and have you sign a piece of paper.
All right. Cool.
And I need an emergency contact. See that?
For what?
And the
For
reason
me?
we do that is if something should happen to you,
Yeah.
and she's not around,
Oh yeah.
then I got somebody I can contact.
Oh yeah. All right.
That happened to me last week where I had to go pull out somebody's file and get an emergency contact. So that's the only reason.
All right. What's that at the office up here? Is that at the office right up there?
Yeah, but if you're leaving in a couple of weeks, it's a non-issue.
Right. All right. Yeah. I'm supposed to be out here by before April, so but it depends on when the house. I don't believe I'm here till after April, so yeah. I'm
Look
supposed
at
to be
this
back before
angle
work
we're
anyway,
staring
so
at, bro.
my house in Maine.
Like, he's trying to be secret. Dang.
Yeah. Well, I'll take, before that or whatever. Yeah, I shouldn't be here that late.
I don't want to make, it's just rules that we got to do. That's all.
Right. No kidding.
We ain't gotta do nothing. That's the ultimate defense.
47.
It's just rules. We gotta do it. It's not on me.
Yeah.
I'm in this golf cart, bro. Dude can't even walk. Let me not hate. Because I will get older at some point. And I want to have a golf cart. I won't want to walk either.
Shit my ass. Bro, that's some fucking weird ass stuff right there. How's it going?
The HOA told her that she needed to remove the fence, the safety fence around her swimming pool.
It provides safety for the entire community and our family.
But their homeowners association in Vendors Landing in Spring says this fence is not compliant with association guidelines and it must go.
The pool fence is not an eyesore. It blends into the home. It matches our home. And there's probably been at least 50 pool fences of this same type installed in this neighborhood.
Really? In a matter of minutes, we found 7 pool fences just like Durga Prasad's. By email, Vendors Landing HOA President Bruce Johnson contends that corner lots like hers can only have a non-privacy fence constructed of iron.
A privacy fence goes around the perimeter of your yard. A pool fence is totally different. It's up to the owner to decide how to use their property.
Ron says she has 3 choices: move, pay for a much more expensive fence allowed by the HOA, or sue the board.
What sometimes I tell homeowners is they have to sue first to have a fair chance.
Yeah, go ahead. Sue those people. That's enough of that. HOAs suck, and I've never gotten them. They don't make any sense. I'd never buy a house in a place that has an HOA. You have a good day.